Hello and welcome back to another day of school. I miss you guys and I hope you're doing well. Today for writing, we're going to take another step further into the writing process. So before we do that, let's make sure you have all the materials that you need. So you need a pencil and you need your ELA notebook. And in your ELA notebook, I'd like you to open up to your nonfiction topic. You're not starting a new topic, you're adding to the one that you already have. So you have a story about a nonfiction topic. Some of you wrote about dogs, some of you wrote about how to take care of a cat or how to take care of a bird, or some of you are writing about lions or boxing or painting. That topic is what I need you to open up to right now. So find that and get to that page. Pause the video if you need time to find it. And then I'm going to explain the next step in the writing process. So let's review. We've been working on nonfiction writing. Remember, nonfiction writing is real. It's a real story. Fiction means fake, but this is nonfiction, so it's not fake. This is real. And we've been talking about text features in writing. We've talked about titles and headings, glossaries, pictures with captions, charts, tables of contents, indexes, bold words. You've even made your own text features. So you should probably have your own text features in this nonfiction writing. If you don't have any text features in your writing, I want you to pause for a minute, go back in your writing and add some text features, add some pictures with captions, add some bold words and some headings and some charts if you need it. All those good things. Make sure you have those. Every good story that's nonfiction has those. We also made graphic organizers. You either made a sequence of events, if you're doing steps, or you've done main idea detail if you're talking about probably an animal or a sport, that type of thing. And then the last 3 days you've been working on flash drafting, okay? So at this point, it's kind of like a checklist. You have your topic, check. Do you have your details, your 3 big ideas or your steps? Check. Did you make your graphic organizer, either a main idea detail or a sequence of events? Check. Do you have headings for each of your sections? So like big idea 1, does it have a title? Big idea 2, does it have a title? Big idea 3, does it have a title? Do you have a beginning that says introduction? Do you have an ending that says conclusion? Do you have those? Check. Do you have your text feature plan? Check. If you're missing one of these, you really need to pause and do those. Find the video that goes with this title and make sure you have those if you need to. And we talked about flash drafting already. Remember, that was just you writing your big ideas. Your introduction, your beginning should have at least 2 sentences. Big idea 1 should have at least 3 sentences. Big idea 2 should have at least 3 sentences. Big idea 3 has at least 3 sentences. And down here is the conclusion, which you can't see. Hang on. Should have at least 2 sentences. Okay? So ultimately, right now, you should have at least 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, at least 13 sentences. If you don't, you really need to be adding more detail to your story. That might mean doing some research on Kid Rex. That's totally okay, as long as you're doing your research on Kid Rex. Not Google, not YouTube, Kid Rex. That's the big one right there, okay? So let's talk about the next step in the writing process, transitional words. Transitional words help make the writing, your writing, smoother for the reader. Transitional words transition the reader into a new topic. It's kind of like steps. It signals to the reader, hey, we're going to talk about a different concept here, a different topic. So let me show you my poster here. Transitional words and phrases helps make our writing smoother for our readers. So here are some examples of transitional words. We've talked about some of these before. If you're working on a sequence of events paper, like a how-to, like if your title is how to make a cake or how to paint or how to take care of an animal, you want to focus on these red steps right here because these show action steps. You have first, next, then, finally. You could even add as a result at the end. So if you're writing that kind of nonfiction writing, double check your work. Make sure you have these in there. So that would be a pause the video kind of moment and check your work. Do you have these words in there? If you don't, you need to start adding them in where they make sense. Don't just write them anywhere. Put them where they make sense. First should go with your first step. Next could go with your second step. Then could go with a third step. Finally could go with your last step. Those sorts of things. Some of you aren't writing steps though. You're not writing a how-to. You're just giving examples of what an animal is. Like some of you are writing about lions or horses or dogs. So the blue and the green are going to be for you. So when you're giving examples, you can say, for example, because that tells your reader, oh, here comes an example so that I can better understand what they're saying. Another way of saying that is saying, for instance, or furthermore. There's a big word you could throw in your writing and look fancy. To begin with. Would this go at the ending? Would it go in the middle? No, this would go at the beginning. So make sure you're putting them in the right spot, you know, the spot that makes the most sense. At the end, you could even put as a result, if it makes sense. If you're giving purpose or reason, you would say in order to, like in order to help you better understand, or in other words, if you're trying to explain what a word means. So notice all of my transitional words and phrases. What do they have after them? Every single one of them. They have commas. This is an important punctuation mark. This is another signal to my readers that this is a transitional word. I'm giving an example, or I'm giving another step, or I'm giving a reason. It's an important signal to add in your writing. Readers need this because it signals in their brain, ooh, this is important. This is a new piece of information. So your job today is to look at your writing and ask yourself, do I have any of these in my writing? If you have one, try to add another. If you don't have any, you need to really go back and add these in where they make sense. If you have at least 3 or 4 and they make sense in your writing, then you're already good to go. Great job. So that's your job today. Add some transitional words and phrases into your writing where they make sense. When you're done, I added a flip grid to this because I want to see where you're at in your writing. So make sure to check that out and send me a video and or a picture of your writing so that I can see how you're doing and help you as best as I can move on with the next step. Great job today, guys. Have a great rest of your day.